In today's video, we're discussing new information, official information from Capcom, specifically from longtime Resident Evil director Yasuhiro Yin-Poole, and as well as Yoshiaki Hirabayashi, who's also a longtime Resident Evil producer, that talk about the future of Resident Evil. So let's dive in. Let's talk about that. Earlier today, IGN Japan had the opportunity to interview Yasuhiro Yin-Poole, as mentioned, longtime Resident Evil director, at the PlayStation Partner Awards. And this is what he specifically said. The company will announce its next Resident Evil remake in due course. This is wild. Like, this is huge news. And I can't wait. I know that a lot of the people in the community wanted Resident Evil 9 to come out. But as you guys have been hearing, my thoughts for quite some time, I actually want them to remake more and more games. You know, like I want them to see Resident Evil Code Veronica, Resident Evil Outbreak, Resident Evil 0, 1. Let's go. Let's just redo everything. Even Revelations. Really exciting, but this is what he basically says. He says, yes. Yin-Poole replied, when asked if Capcom wants to keep making Resident Evil remakes, we've released 3 remakes so far, and they've all been received very well. Okay, so right there, that's a little iffy because, of course, we all know that Resident Evil 3 remake, it did sell, but a lot of people didn't really like it. So anyways, it continues on by saying, since it allows a modern audience to play these games, it is something I am happy to do as someone that loves these older games, and we want to continue doing more. What game we will remake in the future is something that we would like to announce in the future. So please look forward to it. So it's very vague, essentially, what they're going to be remaking, what they're going to be talking about. Obviously, a lot of people, it's already a given that Resident Evil is, you know, like the guys over at Resident Evil are going to be remaking Resident Evil 5. We got so many Easter eggs in Resident Evil 4 remakes, so that's already a given, but I hope that we don't go to Resident Evil 5 yet, that we go back to Resident Evil Code Veronica, because now the reason I say that, you know, it would be better if they went back to Code Veronica rather than Resident Evil 5 remake is due to the fact that Resident Evil 5, the big boss in that one, is Wesker. But the issue is that if you're a newcomer to the series, you know, if you started with the remakes 2, 3, and 4, the only information you're going to get is literally from separate ways, Wesker, which, to be honest, you know, there's not a lot of lore there. So a lot of people are going to be lost if they go directly to Resident Evil 5. That's why I think it would be better, especially for newcomers. You know, we've had a lot of newcomers to the series thanks to Dead by Daylight with the recent Project Wesker DLC that I think released 2 years ago. Correct me if I'm wrong. But you know what? We've had a lot of interest for Wesker. So don't get me wrong. I would love Resident Evil 5 remake as well. But I think Resident Evil Code Veronica remake definitely deserves it. So anyways, let's continue here. Yin-Poole continues on by saying that when developing a new game, there's no way to know what will be received well by the players, which makes it difficult. Yin-Poole continued, in the case of remakes, there are already players that have played the original, which I think can be seen as an advantage. We are very grateful to the users that are vocal about their opinion. It allows us to develop with the player's opinion in mind. For example, if this is how the players feel, then maybe we can make it like this. I think this is one of the reasons why our remakes are so well received. Now, you know, on top of this, Yin-Poole wasn't the only one that basically spoke in this interview at the PlayStation Awards. They also spoke to longtime Resident Evil producer Yoshiaki Hirabayashi, who was essentially saying that if they were to make a new Resident Evil remake, they're definitely going to be using the RE engine. So this is what he says. We use RE engine for many of our titles. Hirabayashi said, it is true that sharing information between teams has greatly benefited the speed of development. So this is amazing because not only does he say that, you know, we're going to be getting the same RE engine, so the same style as RE4, right, remake, but the speed of development is a lot faster, which is just great news for Resident Evil fans. We're gonna get so many remakes, and dude, I'm just so hyped. I can't wait to see everybody again, you know, from Resident Evil 1 remake to Resident Evil 0, get to see Billy again, Rebecca, or, you know, even Outbreak, which I never grew up with. I mean, I did have Outbreak File 2 growing up, but I honestly was lost. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't play online on the PlayStation 2 as a kid. I wasn't allowed, so I would honestly really love a remake of that game as well. But I'm very curious. What do you guys think is going to be the next remake? Let me know down below. Make sure to click this video if you guys want to see my breakdown of the new Resident Evil Code Veronica rumor. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys.